Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has criticized President Bola Tinubu for allegedly making false claims of achievements in his 64th Independence Day speech. The opposition party claimed that the president's speech exposed the ruling All Progressive Congress insensitivity to the struggles of Nigerians. However, in a reaction, the ruling party described the PDP as a party seeking relevance. In the same vein, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has criticized the 30-day National Youth Conference announced by President Bola Tinubu in his Independence Anniversary broadcast. The national coordinator of the association, Emmanuel Onwubiko, said the conference is a superficial attempt to engage with the youth while ignoring the pressing issues confronting Nigeria's young population. In a related development, the Fearless in October protests recorded a low turnout in the Federal Capital Territory and across states amid the heavy presence of security operatives. The organizers of the protest, the Take It Back movement, rejected the planned 30-day National Youth Confab announced earlier by President Bola Tinubu. The group described the initiative as a jamboree allegedly designed to reward the president's supporters. The Zamfara State Police Command has arrested 6 foreigners from Burkina Faso and Niger Republic in connection with illegal mining and banditry in the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Dalian, while parading the suspect at the command headquarters in Gusau, Zamfara State capital, says 3 suspects who are from Burkina Faso were arrested along Anka local government area where the late bandit kingpin Halilu Sububu mining site is located. Queen Agaba has the report.
Police Zamfara State Mohammed Dalijan noted that the suspects from Burkina Faso were arrested with some dangerous chemicals, including CNI chemicals, which they were using in extracting gold, while the 3 foreigners from Niger Republic were arrested with 3 locally fabricated AK-47 rifles and AK-47 ammunitions. The Commissioner of Police said 10 additional illegal miners from Talata Mafara local government with many bags of mineral processing chemicals were also arrested.
For someone to leave Burkina Faso to come and enter our bush where our people cannot ordinarily enter, there is more to it. That's why I invited the federal mining officer so that we put heads together and see what we can do about this ugly trend.
He expressed concerns over the rate of irregular migration of foreigners into the country with the aim of committing crimes, while re-emphasizing his command's effort to ensure the ban of mining by the federal and state governments is fully enforced.
Fewer than 66 countries are expected to participate in the 7th edition of the Kano Indigenous Languages of African Film Market and Festival, scheduled for 30th November 2024. The event, which would be held on 30th November 2024, will be chaired by Professor Emmanuel Amasilu, and a list of nominated films have been released for the KIF LAF 2024 awards. The festival's founder and chief executive officer, Abdul Karim Mohammed, stated this while addressing a news conference at the Nigerian Union of Journalists Press Center in Kano. KILAF, Africa's Indigenous Languages annual film event that started in 2018, is a festival aimed at promoting such films and encouraging their cross-border sales. Niger State Emergency Management Agency has confirmed the report that a boat conveying no fewer than 300 passengers capsized on River Niger upstream, Jeba Dam in Bajibo Community, Mokwa local government area. The agency, in a statement signed by its Director General Abdullahi Ara, says the boat was sailing from Mundi community with a population of almost 300 passengers. It stated that so far about 150 travelers have been rescued, while efforts are on to rescue the remaining persons. As Nigerians continue to mark this year's Independence Day anniversary, residents in Kano are expressing concerns over the current social and economic problems of Nigeria. Global Television correspondent Idris Jibril reports that many Nigerians believe there is not much to celebrate at the moment. His report.
Nigeria faces some of the same old problems, creating jobs and feeding its poor, as well as the more recent and more brutal challenges of insecurity. Look at what is happening in this country. Insecurity is everywhere. Banditry and kidnapping. Healthcare is very poor. There is no water supply. 64 years down the line, Kano people argued that Nigerians are still struggling to access basic necessities of life, while the nation's political elites enjoys widespread corruption. You see, I personally believe that our leaders have put us into an unnecessary hardship. Corruption is everywhere in this country, and because of that corruption, they refuse to allow the nation to progress because we are better than so many African countries. Despite these challenges, some Nigerians believe that there may be a light at the end of the tunnel, especially with prayers and commitment to nation building. I don't believe that Nigeria did not achieve anything within the last 64 years. There were so many achievements in this country, and despite the problems we are having, I believe that things will change by the special grace of God. This is a thought of a strategic thinking that evoke hope of a brighter future for Nigeria. That even in time of harsh economic realities, some Nigerians are not actually giving up. From Kano, Idris Jibril reporting for Global Television News.
Still in Kano State, where youths have shown the hashtag fearless in October protests as residents were seen going about their daily business. Global Television correspondent Idris Jibril, who went round the state, reports that markets and other business centers continue to remain open. His report. And still in the news, Senator representing Borno South, Mohammed Ndume, has called on President Bola Tinubu to temporarily hire the services of those he called military contractors to wipe out the remnants of Boko Haram terrorists in Borno State. Ndume, who hailed the gallant performance of the military and civilian JTF, said they are ill-equipped to carry out the task of eliminating the remaining insurgents who operate within. Some residents of Edo State have besieged the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) office in Benin City, demanding the recovery of what they claim is the rightful mandate of their preferred candidate, Asue Ighodalo of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Chanting solidarity songs in Yoruba language, the crowd, consisting of supporters from various local government areas, accused the commission of mishandling the election results and called for immediate action to address what they described as electoral injustice. The House of Representatives has rejected the planned conferment of the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic on Tajuddin Abbas, Speaker of the Green Chamber. During plenary on Wednesday, the House says it is unacceptable for Tinubu to confer the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger on Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, Chief Justice of Nigeria, while reserving CFR for Abbas. The House passed the resolution following the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Philip Agbase, lawmaker from Benue. Zamfara state government has intensified its efforts in routine polio immunization as the state initiated a house-to-house vaccination campaign extending to religious centers and schools to immunize eligible children against polio. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aisha Anka, while going around Gusau and the Bungudu local government areas of the state to supervise the polio vaccination campaign. The ongoing polio vaccination campaign is to maintain and sustain its status of not a single polio case in the state for the past 1 year. Queen Agaba tells us more.
Polio routine immunization in Zamfara State is a public health initiative aimed at protecting children from the polio virus, which can cause paralysis or death. The State Commissioner for Health, Aisha Anka, who was in some parts of Gusau and Bungudu local government areas of the state to monitor the ongoing polio vaccination campaign, said the Dauda Lawal administration is committed to the well-being of the residents, and this informed the robust campaign on polio vaccination and support to the health sector.
Okay, we are here for supervision for this polio campaign that is ongoing. His Excellency has directed me to ensure that all the citizens of Zamfara State get the right healthcare services that they deserve. In Zamfara State, quality health services is a right of a citizen, not a privilege.
Director of Immunization, Zamfara Primary Healthcare Board, says the campaign aims to ensure comprehensive coverage and prevent the resurgence of the polio virus by reaching children in all communities, religious centers, schools, and communities, including remote areas.
So, as the Honorable Commissioner rightly said, it was a collective effort of the all that are involved, but the major reason why we succeed now is because of the leadership that we currently enjoy in the state.
Director of Public Health in the ministry, Dr. Yusuf Abubakar, explained that there is house-to-house and special teams who take the polio vaccination campaign to religious centers, schools, and internally displaced persons camp.
We are enjoying a very, unimaginable, leadership in the health sector. You can see the Honorable Commissioner is here, so that is why you see everybody, is here. All the, including volunteer, everybody is here to support this campaign.
Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal had declared a state of emergency in the health sector to reposition the health sector and improve the health status of residents, which perhaps the ongoing polio vaccination campaign is one of the commitments to realize that goal. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Court sitting in Yenogwa has sentenced one Daniel Amaso to life imprisonment for raping a 17-year-old pre-degree student of the state-owned Niger Delta University in Amasoma. Amaso was charged with rape, armed robbery, and causing grievous harm before Honorable Justice Christine Kombo Enegesi. He was consequently found guilty on the 3 counts on Monday and sentenced to life imprisonment for the offenses of rape and armed robbery and 7 years for the offense of inflicting grievous harm. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted thunderstorms from Thursday to Saturday across the country. NEMET's weather outlook released in Abuja envisaged thunderstorms over parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, and Kaduna states during Wednesday's morning hours. According to NEMET, thunderstorms are expected over parts of Bauchi, Adamawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Taraba, Yobe, Zamfara, Borno, Kebbi states later in the day. In the north-central region, thunderstorms are envisaged over parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Niger, Nasarawa, and Benue states during the month. Welcome back. We're sorry for the first break and still in the news talking business matters. A former acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Folashadun Shonubi, told Justice Maryam Aneni of the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Maitama, Abuja, that the intrigues and politics were involved in the Naira redesign exercise carried out in 2022. Shonubi, who served as Deputy Governor of the operations before his appointment as the acting CBN Governor and is now retired, appeared in court as a witness in the trial of the ex-CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. He claimed that the redesigned Naira notes released by the CBN under Emefiele were different from what ex-President Muhammadu Buhari approved. While responding to questions from Emefiele's lawyers, Olalekan Ojo, SAN, Shonubi said the late 2022 Naira redesign exercise ahead of the 2023 general elections was fraught with politics. Yankaba is one of the busiest markets within the metropolitan city of Kano. It is early morning trading session tells the story of how merchants from around the north are trading there daily. In this report, Global Television correspondent Idris Jibril visited the Yankaba early morning market to tell us how business is booming despite persistent price increase of goods and services. His report.
Kano is commercially viable, and the people of Kano knows exactly how to do business at any time of the day. This place, for instance, is where vegetables and other perishable goods are sold in Kano. It's called Yankaba Morning Market, which operate at between 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. This our market starts in the morning from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you come here 11 a.m., you will not see anybody. The Yankaba Morning Market is largely patronized by restaurant owners, fast food joints, among other households. It's a market supplying vegetables to other markets in Kano. This market is not only serving the people of Kano. You will see people from different parts of the country coming here to buy vegetables. People from Jigawa, people from Bauchi, people from Katsina. The demand is always high here because supply is often very low, which is leading to price increase of the products. You see, in the last couple of months, the price of vegetable have been very, very cost. But we thank God, and I think now is the season of vegetable. So some are going high, some are going low. While this market continues to thrive in Kano, residents are hopeful that the persistent high cost of living occasioned by the increase in price of goods and services will significantly reduce in the next coming days. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
The federal government says it is expanding its subsidized rice program to elevate food insecurity in Nigeria, with sales set to launch in Lagos, Kano, and Borno states. A director at the Federal Ministry of Food Security, A director at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security stated on Monday early in September that the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, announced the launch of the 40,000 per 50 kilogram subsidized rice in Abuja, stating that the initiative was part of a broader strategy to ensure that no Nigerian goes to bed hungry. He stated that the subsidized rice program aims to provide relief to citizens amid soaring market prices. The current market price of a 50 kilogram bag of rice is about 90,000 naira. It is close to 100,000 naira in some other locations. On the foreign scene, U.S. Senator and Republican Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance and Minnesota Governor and Democratic Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz were asked at the beginning of their debate whether they would support or oppose a preemptive strike by Israel on Iran. In the Vice Presidential debate hosted in New York City, The ECOWAS Parliament has called on regional parliamentarians to step up efforts towards ensuring West African women's financial inclusion and investment to promote female entrepreneurship and economic empowerment. The Parliament Speaker, Maimunatu Ibrahim, made the call in a statement on Wednesday evening. Ibrahima spoke at the closing ceremony of its third extraordinary session and second parliamentary seminar in Lomé, Togo. She said the parliament was committed to addressing the myriad of challenges militating against Western African women who are represented by the ECOWAS Female Parliamentarians Association. The federal government and the United States Agency for International Development have collaborated to drive technological innovation and sustainable development initiatives in the country. This was disclosed in a statement by the Director of Media and Corporate Communications at the National Space Research and Development Agency, Dr. Felix Allais. The statement noted that their discussions focused on harnessing technology to address pressing developmental challenges in Nigeria. This collaboration was formalized during the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, where Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji, met with the agency's Chief Innovation Officer, Mohammed Abdel Kader. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has been declared a persona non grata and banned from entering Israel following the latest attacks from Iran. Israel's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Israel Katz, made the declaration over Guterres' silence on Iran's latest attack on Israel. Iran launched over 180 ballistic missiles into Israel. Barcelona is reportedly contemplating a move to bring Brazilian superstar Neymar back to Camp Nou. As reported by Spanish publication Sport, the potential transfer is being considered an alternative option should the Catalans fail to secure their primary target, Erling Haaland, from Manchester City. Barcelona have identified Haaland as their top priority for the summer of 2025, but the possibility of reuniting with Neymar presents an intriguing opportunity. Still talking sport, Manchester City midfielder Matthew Nunes has reportedly been arrested on suspicion of stealing a mobile phone at a nightclub in Madrid. The 26-year-old Portuguese international was allegedly detained in the early hours of September 8 at the La Riviera, a popular disco club, and taken to a police location for questioning. That's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nikonsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.